This is David Chen from SlashFilm.com with a quick review of Jean-Marc Vallée's newest film, Demolition. I was a big fan of Jean-Marc Vallée's last film, Wild, which featured Reese Witherspoon's character, based on the real-life Cheryl Strayed, taking on a physically impossible task as a means of working out issues in her personal life. Demolition has many of the same virtues of that film, only with a male protagonist, this time played by Jake Gyllenhaal. Both films are shot beautifully and have some of the best editing I've seen, as it uses cuts and footage not to just convey the passage of time, but also mood, as well as a character's mindset. On a technical level, both films are really well executed. But what keeps me from loving Demolition is that I feel too much distance between myself and Gyllenhaal's main character, Davis. Davis is shaken out of his comfortable upper-class life when his wife is killed in a car crash in the opening scene. After a vending machine malfunction at the hospital where his wife dies, he befriends a vending machine customer service rep, played by Naomi Watts, and the two embark on an emotional journey to work out their issues together. But Davis consistently engages in self-destructive behavior that is hurtful to those around him, people who are also dealing with their own forms of grief. In other words, he's kind of an asshole, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for a movie like this. I really like the premise of the film. Who among us hasn't gotten sick of our surrounding and wanted to take a bat to it and just burn it all to the ground? But Davis's actions to me felt so unrelatable and reckless that when the emotional payoffs finally come, they felt both unearned and unsatisfying. In the movie Wild, we feel like we're going through Reese Witherspoon's ordeal with her. Here, Davis is creating the ordeal himself, blowing up his relationships and destroying property left and right. Gyllenhaal's performance is pretty great and genuinely frightening at times, showing just how unhinged a person can get when a traumatic event disrupts their life. I just wish we'd gotten a little bit of a better sense of his internal emotional arc. In the end, the movie does have a few emotional highs and some really beautiful moments. But I think it will be remembered less as a great film and more as an interesting acting exercise for Gyllenhaal and Watts. This is David Chen from SlashFilm.com. To see more of my work, subscribe to this channel or find me at these other places.